Welcome to this talk about the metaverse and AI. My name is Fabian Westerheide and I'm an entrepreneur and investor with a passion for artificial intelligence, but also everything around the future. So the metaverse is one topic I am following for years, even we haven't called it this way. For the next couple of minutes, I will talk a little bit about myself, what I'm doing, what I'm contributing to the metaverse, but also where we have to pay attention when we talk about artificial intelligence in the metaverse, where you will find it, where you play it, how we can build a metaverse together. So, in a nutshell, I have different roles over my life. I have started over 70 companies or have invested into them. In the past years, I have educated a lot for AI, European Commission, German Parliament, many Fortune 500 companies to tell them, hey, AI is real, we have to do something about this. Well, it's here now, it's time about execution. Then I also have started to organize conferences for artificial intelligence. We started with 10 people, roughly 8 years ago. Then until COVID came, we had 2,000 people, bringing everyone together who is influential in the space, from entrepreneurs to policymakers to startups, founders, large CEOs, investors, bringing the community together. That is what it is needed to exchange. That's why a conference or an event like this is wonderful, because it's good to exchange. Well, however, COVID forced us to do it not physical anymore, something I'm missing heavily, and we turned everything, virtual or hybrid, however you can call it. But it's the same like today. I'm talking to a black box here, and no one is behind me except of a camera team. On the other hand, you are just sitting in front of a screen and getting the same results, either on a large screen or on a small screen. I'm missing the physical or even the one-on-one exchange. For years, I wanted to record my events in VR and stream them in VR. Unfortunately, technology is not ready there. Most of the times, people can't even receive it. So, let's talk about the metaverse. And I mean, the term is old. Everyone who's reading science fiction has read enough stuff about this. We all have watched movies like this one where we have seen different versions. For me, the metaverse is starting your home, your personal grid. It can be VR, it can be a neuronal interface, it can be contact lenses. You see your own environment augmented, so you know your own intranet, all your devices, how it's floating, how you can, control it if you want to. And then it's getting layer and layer. You're going out to the, let's say, real world or to the virtual world or whatever. But the metaverse is at the end connecting all of this. For me, metaverse is mainly purely digital, so it might be the goal of the singularity, that you're reaching 100% virtual existence, which means you can be unlimited. Unlimited. I mean, the idea of the metaverse is you could be your own god, you can create your own worlds, you can live the life you always wanted to have, you can make your dreams real, but for this to be happen, well, won't be an easy step, and we will go through this over the next years to decades together. So for some of us, the metaverse might be just like a real role-playing mass online game. And it might be true. I mean, real life out there is like a mass online game too. You go out there, you hustle, you loot, you get more cash on your account, you upgrade yourself, you buy yourself new inventory like a house, like a car, a new iPhone, better accompaniments. Life can be similar, and we like to put those values we have for the real world also into our games, just with less, let's say, physical and mental boundaries. But if we talk about AI and the metaverse, AI is essential, the most essential ingredients after humans to build this. I mean, in Ready Player One, we got a little bit of an idea how an metaverse could look like, the oasis, and I think the core idea is that you have a lot of, like in the internet, a lot of websites or worlds or environments where you go. And this can be the dark planet or the red light planet. And this can be the drug planet. This can be the player planet, the education planet, And even if we just see them as planets because this is how our brain will be able to interface it, at the end it's nothing else like a HTML website just with different code at the end, which is generated either in real time or pre-generated for you. And for building these worlds, for building the infrastructure, for the communication, the connection, everything you see, you can feel, you can touch. Well, you need AI for this, either on the rendering, on the computer, on the hardware, on the bringing your fantasies into real physical assets. And it can be like Unity or other rendering software, but you need AI to build this, because we can't. I mean, we're also limited today in the virtual world, that you can't render fast enough, that you have latency problems, and then you need auto-generated content, that you need worlds who are generated by an AI in the moment you enter them, depending on your purpose and goals there. Well, the second thing about AI is, one, it's building it. You won't see it, but everything you see will be made by AI. On the other hand, AI is the key driver for communication in this world. We call them NPCs, non-player characters. We will find a new term for them unless they are sentient and have own rights. But for now, they are just, they will be like chatbots, scripts, interfaces. But whenever you want to communicate there, human time is too expensive most often, and we don't want to have a slavery of humans in the metaverse. So let's push all the work, or everything is possible, to the AI and let them envision this. Let them translate between code language, machine language, and humans. So instead of telling them, writing the code directly, because you can't, maybe you can, but someone else can't, you just tell them, hey, please, generate a beautiful realm, like on holodeck. Yes, I want these strings, I want my friends invited. Like there are software out today where you just talk to the computer and the SQL demands or the queries will be generated automatically. The same will be like you talk to Siri and Alexa. You will talk to your personal AI, and this can be an assistant, this can be an interface in a certain world where you are. This can be, I call it the cognitive of the Internet of agents. You will have cognitive bots in your brain interlinked. You just could say like, okay, please do this for me, do this task for me, please find out this information. And like some of us running a lot of scripts today to scrap the world, to gather data, to analyze it, this will be hopefully more feasible, more interesting, but also more optical to understand in the metaverse. Well, also in the metaverse, I don't know yet how it will play out on the hardware side, because I'm honest, those suck. I mean, sure, there might be a smaller one out there, but they are still very heavy, very uncomfortable. And until Neuralink is ready that we have them, implanted or have them over here, this will might take time. So the API to the Oasis, the way to enter full immersive with your body, with your brain, with your mind, that is still a huge gap. And then it can be that you're in the movie Gamer from 2009 in a room and control the VR. It can mean that you lie in your pod and you're free floating and kind of like in a trance or sleeping. I don't know how it will be, but it will happen a certain day, and it will be an amazing new experience for all of us. I mean, this is not a question about why will it happen. It's more question, will it take another 10, 20, 30 years? That's why we need events like this. That's why we need also companies like Facebook, which is called now Meta, to push this. We need to believe in it and then make it happen. But if we make it happen, there is coming a lot of, how do you say, I call it human stuff. So before we have a dream world where everyone can be who or he, she, it wants to be, yes, well, I would say there's still the reality. So in the reality, we won't forget we are meat douchebags. We have this physical temple of ourselves, which we even care a lot about or not. But the step of leaving this body, it's very, very sensitive. But also, you need to maintain this body. You need food, you need shelter, you need energy. But also have the vision that, providing us with this is significantly cheaper than going out there and generating a lot of CO2, it might be better for the whole world if we embrace a full virtual world, if we embrace a full metaverse. And then I want to have this discussion for way longer and way more personal. Like, how can you make the metaverse? What will be the currencies? I'm so confident that some people will be just lazy there, chilling the whole day. Others will know how to make business or to gain powers. Everything will be starting all over again, and everything still will be the same. You will have hierarchy of those who work hard, earn a lot, have a lot of power for certain reasons, and you will have those, who will just follow, get along, and want a simple and easy life. However, if we talk about the metaverse, we will have to talk about economy. We will have to talk about control, regulation. And this is what I learned from AI. For years I told hey, we need to discuss AI. And then when people and companies and states started to work with AI, you figured out it needs to be explainable, it needs to be robust. So you need to build a whole industry of trust behind it, because we humans hate each other in trusting. We don't like to trust each other in the virtual part if we don't look into eyes to eyes. So from the beginning to the end, metaverse will come. AI will be the main driver, with much to solve, but also a lot of hope for this. That's in a nutshell. I very much would like to have a personal discussion. Feel free, now I have to jump over, to contact me on LinkedIn, Twitter, if you like me to speak again, if you want to do business with Asgard, if you want to do the conference with us together, maybe in another country, Korea, Dubai, wherever we think we should discuss the whole topic more. Ping me in personal email if you like to. It was a pleasure to talk to you, even if we haven't met in person now. So I would be very happy if you just ping me somewhere and say hello, you listen to this. And else, I wish you a further great day, a lot of food for thoughts, and enjoy the rest of this event.